Hello, dear students. As usual, I am Reena Kumari, Assistant Professor English, Government Girls College, Para. This is our second lecture regarding the poem Dover Beach, written by Matthew Arnold. Previously, we have discussed about the some general question and answer of this poem as the explanation of this poem, and our second video, the second lecture of this poem contains the next question as a critical appreciation of the poem Dover Beach. Dear student, as we have discussed before that this poem is very didactic poem. In this poem, Matthew Arnold is shown in his sad mood. He is in great despair. What is the reason of Arnold's despair? The reason of his sadness is the decline of the faith of Christian religion and its people among the people of the Victorian, because of the industrialization, the people of the Victorian era become materialistic. They run behind the materialism, behind the money, behind the earning much and much more and more things. Okay, so the second cause of the confusion, the skepticism, the atheism of the people of the Victorian era is the evolution of Darwin's theory, the man's evolution, and all these cause creates the disbelief, the decline of the Christian religion and Christian faith, its value among the Victorian people. And we also have discussed that the poem Dover Beach consists the 5 stanzas. In the first stanza, the poet sees the calm sea in full tide at the Dover Beach, and in the second stanza, the roar of ebbing sea strikes a note of sadness in his mind, and in the third stanza, he says that Sophocles was reminded of the human misery as he heard the roar of the sea waves at the Greek coast. And in the fourth stanza, the poet talks that once the sea of faith girdled this earth, but it is now retreating. And in the fifth stanza, the last stanza of the poem, he asks us to love each other as this world is really a joyless place. Means in the last stanza, in the fifth stanza, he tells about the remedy of the melodies of a Victorian age, as we should love to each other and we should be loyal, we should be true to each other, and this is the great remedy for all these kind of melodies. Okay, dear student, and as we see on our screen, there is a second question as write a critical appreciation of the poem Dover Beach. When you are asked to write critical appreciation, it is not only write as just a line to line explanation. We have to write accordingly critical appreciation according the many literary devices which are used in the poem by the poet, and about the theme of the poem. We have to write about the structure of the poem, about the meter of the poem, about the literary devices of the poem, about the word vocabulary of the poem. Okay, so it is critical appreciation is just not similar like a line to line explanation. It here we need to write like accordingly the literary appreciation of the poem. So let's have a look at the answer of this question. The first point is Arnold's fine imagery, means this poem is a fine picture of the imagery. The poem Dover Beach is the apt, means suitable example of Arnold's fine and goodly imagery. There are several striking images in the poem. The very opening line of the poem describes the charming and delightful images. These images strike our sense of vision and hearing. For example, he says at the beginning of the poem as the sea is calm tonight and the tide is full. The moon lies fair upon the straits. Means in the opening line of the paragraph, he says, tonight the sea is calm in full tide. The strait of the door is shining in the moonlight, and there was moonlight on the French coast. Also put it note there now. It is falling on the English hills at the coast. Oh, beloved, come to the window. The night air is sweet. Means here it is expected that Arnold Arnold is there with his beloved, and he depicts the whole atmosphere to his beloved and addresses her beloved that, oh beloved, come to the window. The night air is sweet. Small drops of sea water are falling upon the coast, which is shining white in the moonlight. Means the opening line of this poem is very beautiful. The opening line of this poem is the example of Arnold's fine imagery. He depicts here the natural scene in very beautiful manner. Next, he depicts the sea waves advancing and retreating, leaving the pebbles on the shore. The poet also portrays the harsh sound of the Christian religion from the Victorian masses, from the Victorian people. In the concluding stanza, we find the fine imagery of the fighting army. Also, this description of the fighting army blindlessly to the each other, not knowing the main cause of this struggling. This image is the heart touching example of the heart touching imagery of Matthew Arnold. The second point of the critical appreciation of the poem is as an elegy. Means this poem is as an elegy as depicted by the Matthew Arnold. The poem has pessimism note. Here Matthew Arnold is a pessimist, so the poem has a pessimistic note. As we see that this poem is an elegy on the death of Christian religion, faith in the Victorians England. It is the real picture of the society of that time. This poem expresses his great sorrow over the decline of the religious values, and this poem reveals Arnold's disliking for increasing flood of the gross materialism found during the 19th century. It also shows the decline of the moral, spiritual and religious values during the Victorian era. And in this poem, Arnold laments the decline of the Christian religion, and thus we can say that it is a fine example of elegy also. And the third example is the use of figure of speech, metaphor and similes. In this poem, Matthew Arnold also use the figure of speech, metaphor and similes, and he gave the many in his poem. This poem is full of metaphors and similes. His similes generally Homeric, means like the Homer, great poet, great old ancient poet Homer. The poet uses similes and metaphors in order to enhance his views about the loss of religious faith among the Victorians. In the first stanza, the picture of sea waves advancing and retreating is compared to the gradual decline of religious faith in this world. So here he uses the metaphor. In the second stanza, Arnold expresses his feeling of sadness on the decline of religious faith is compared with the सैड मेंटल फेट ऑफ सोफोक्लिस, मतलब मीन्स सैडनेस of Matthew Arnold is compared with the sadness of Sophocles in the second stanza. This is also the fine example of metaphor here. The great Greek poet, great dramatist of 5th century, Sophocles. Sophocles had thought of human misery while observing the sea waves advancing and retreating at the shore of the Aegean Sea, which is situated between the Greek and Asia Minor. Similarly, at the age of Victorian, Arnold cries for the decline of the religious faith. Here, this is also the fine example of metaphor. Here, he used the metaphor of Sophocles. In the third stanza, there is also a fine metaphor of northern sea. Northern sea here is marked as a sea of faith. Means northern sea, the metaphor of the northern sea is used as a sea of faith. Arnold is standing at the seashore, namely Dover Beach. He hears the roaring sound of the sea waves, and this is the fine example of a metaphor. The advancing and retreating wave of the sea symbolizes the withdrawal of the religious feelings from the Victorian world, making it look ugly and barren. In the last stanza of the poem, there is one more example of simile. Here, the poet compares the aimless life of Victorians to the ignorant soldiers of an army, just as in the battlefield, which is fought in the darkness of the night, the ignorant soldier of the two sides continue to fight aimlessly and get so much confounded in the darkness of the battlefield that they do not know why and with whom they are fighting. Similarly, septic Victorians have lost the real goal of their life. Okay, means in the last stanza of this poem, here is also a simile. Here, Matthew Arnold compares the aimless people of the Victorian era to the ignorant soldiers of the battlefield. As we see in the battlefield, the ignorant soldier fight continuously without knowing the real cause of the fighting, without knowing why and with whom they are fighting. Similarly, like that, ignorant soldiers, the people of the Victorian era are also ignorant. They are also aimless. They do not have the real aim of their life. They are decline in religious faith and value. So, here in the last stanza of the poem, the Victorian people are compared to the ignorant soldier in the battlefield. So, this is the fine example of simile also. So, we can say the poem Dover Beach, written by Matthew Arnold, is a fine example of metaphor and simile. He uses the metaphor and similes in this poem. So, dear student, our last point is the conclusion. At the end, he gives the philosophy of the life. What is the conclusion? Means in first, second, third and fourth stanza, he describes about the total maladies of the people of the Victorian era. What are the maladies? As excessive materialism, decline of religious faith, okay, decline religious moral, and the Christian religious value. All these kind of maladies are described in first, second, third and fourth stanza. But in the fifth stanza, Matthew Arnold gives the remedy against all these kind of maladies during the Victorian period. among the Victorian people. And what is this remedy? Now, dear student, at the end of this poem, Matthew Arnold gives the philosophy of life. He says that the true love, what is the remedy? The remedy is the true love and be faithful to each other is the only remedy to cure all kind of sufferings. Means the only cure to world's ills is love and to be true to each other. Means this poem, in the last stanza, there is a very much memorable line when Matthew Arnold says to his beloved that, "Ah, love, let us be true to one another, for the world which seems to lie before us like a land of dreams." Means if the people of Victorian era want to want to get over from the all kind of melodies, they should be love to each other. They must be true to the each other, and this is the philosophy of life given by Matthew Arnold in his poem Dover Beach. It is elegiac lyric, but Matthew Arnold gives at last the philosophy of life, that is, we should love to each other and we must be true to the one another. And our this is the assignment of you, dear student. As continue, I am telling that here you must have to write your assignment also. Okay, don't be careless. Write your assignment in your notebook and show it on my personal WhatsApp also. Okay, there are two questions in your assignment. The first is write a explanation of the following lines with reference in 150 words. It contains two sections. The first extract of 4 line and the second extract. First extract as Sophocles long ago heard it on the Aegean Sea, and it brought into his mind the turbid ebb and flow of human misery. Means here you are to write the explanation of these lines, this extract. And second is, "Ah, love, let us be true to the one another, for world and which seems to lie before so and so, yet from the ignorant armies clash by night." And these this extract from the poem Dover Beach, and you are to write the answer of all these questions. Okay, the second question is, write the critical appreciation of the poem Dover Beach in 250 words. Dear student, you are provided PDF on your WhatsApp group also. So first of all, write the answers, write the notes from the PDF in your notebook, and along with your notes, please, along with your notes, carry on with our e-lecture so that you can understand better whatever we have studied and whatever I want to study you. Okay, so this is our today's e-lecture regarding the poem Dover Beach written by Matthew Arnold. I hope it is very useful to all of you and you are enjoying your studies. Okay, so have a nice time and get ready for the next lecture.